Okay, so let's take a look at the EMG Les Claypool Signature Pachyderm P pickup with the Metalworks cover. The immediately noticeable thing being the cool new metal shell covers that they're doing, and these come in brushed gold. I believe that's the signature color and the only one available, but they look pretty cool. For the intro demo and any of the sounds you hear, I've got the front one soloed, so it's going to be a lot closer to what you're probably going to have if you have a single pickup P bass or a PJ setup. Double P is kind of uncommon, so I made sure just to solo the first, so it'll be a lot more like what you're going to hear if you decide to pick one up. So the main thing that I notice compared to the original and classic EMG is that this one has the Alnico Magnet, whereas the original had a ceramic. The difference this makes, at least in my opinion, is it sounds to me like there's a lot more center mids going on and lower mids. It's got a bit more heft to it, and that the highs are a little bit more rolled off. So it's not a dull pickup, but the emphasis is definitely a bit more, closer to traditional P sound. It's not what I would call a Fender type of sound, but this would probably suit somebody who wanted closer to a traditional P sound, but having all the advantages of the articulation and larger output of an active pickup. So it's kind of a hybrid, at least to my ear, and it's really a cool sound. Again, it's a little dialed off on top, a little chunkier on the bottom, definitely got a lot of punch and heft to it. You can hear it's still got the clarity, it's still got all that cut that you would want from an active, but the original EMG tends to be an aggressive pickup. It's a great sound, and it's a classic for a reason. But I kind of feel like this pickup is for people that maybe that was a little too stand out, or they just wanted it rolled back a little bit, or if you have an EMG, the standard series, and you tend to roll back a little bit on the tone or something, this might be the right fit for you. I really enjoyed it, and I find that again, there's a certain characteristic EMG tone and an overall spectrum that's still contained here, so you're not getting something wildly different. But if you took the original, dialed it in to be a bit more thick and rich in the mids, this is closer to probably what you're going to get. Another advantage I found is that I tend to be a little bit of an aggressive player. I can hit the strings pretty hard at times, sometimes too hard, but I feel like it really kind of cleans that up for me a little bit in that when I dig in, I don't get a little too much top, or I don't have to kind of dime back a little bit on either the treble or the upper mids like I might have to do with a lot of other pickups, and it gives it some more fullness. I can really kind of get into my playing a little bit, add some more dynamics, and dig in a little harder without it getting too snappy or too bright or too shallow. And that was a really cool thing too. That was something I didn't expect out of it, being able to be a little more dynamic in my playing without having to change my overall tone to adjust to that type of emphasis when I wanted to. Sometimes if I know I'm really going to dig in on a song or something, I'll change my EQ a little bit. This one I could hit it pretty hard, and it handled it, and it kept some depth to the playing even when I dug in or tried to use a bit more dynamics or just still got some chunk to it, and it doesn't thin out a little bit when you really kind of go for it. But even if you're not a heavy-handed player, there's still a good richness and a smoothness, and I find that the Alnico Magnet, it takes up space in the mix, but in a different way. It doesn't kind of cut through the top quite as sharp. It seems to kind of blossom through the center and give a real warmth and presence to it. So that's my overall impressions. I think it's a very cool addition to the lineup, and I'm enjoying it. It's definitely going to stay in this base. So if you've got one of these sets, or if you decide to grab one, or have any comments or questions, hit me up down below. Like, share, and subscribe. Definitely always appreciated. A few more demos coming up this week, and that's going to do it for this one. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you on the next one.